everyone and welcome back to Dearsley. I have always been a keen photographer and I like to photograph my model railway. Some of you have shown interest in this and I would like to share my methods with you. I'm hoping this could be the first in a series looking at photography for model railways. Taking the best quality pictures from my equipment has always been my aim. I certainly don't have the best camera available, but I like to try and get the best from it. If you're taking the time to watch this video, then I am guessing that you are also interested in this fascinating aspect of railway modelling. I would love to share my techniques and hear your suggestions. I try to aim for the high quality found in monthly magazines. Before I show you the equipment I use, let me say that I do not intend to promote the merits of different brands or models. I'm not interested in Nikon versus Canon types of arguments. A fairly basic camera with a good lens will fit the bill, regardless of manufacturer. You can get fuzzy, bad pictures from the most expensive cameras, and you can get crisp, well-exposed pictures from budget models. So this is my camera. It's certainly not Nikon's most up-to-date model. It can take quality pictures and shoot quality HD video. And I do have easy access to all the camera functions. Importantly to me, I can choose to shoot in manual mode and I can focus manually. This is my backup camera, a fine quality compact from Lumix. Again, it has HD video for my YouTube videos. It can get into places on my layout where the DSLR won't. It is more fiddly to use than the DSLR and there is no manual focus on the lens. Lens quality is important. I have this inexpensive Nikon 18-55mm zoom kit lens and I use it for most of my model railway photography. Make sure your chosen lens focuses at close distances. It is not absolutely necessary for it to have manual focus, but it can be very useful. The other essential piece of equipment is a tripod. Most decent cameras will have a tripod screw. With image stabilizing lenses, you may feel there is no need these days, but most techniques are impossible without one. Make sure it's sturdy and locks up tightly. If it wobbles, then it's useless. Finally, you will need a studio and some lighting. Well, you already have a studio, your railway layout, and the space around it. Digital cameras perform remarkably well in low light, but it is preferable to have good lighting. Your camera will compensate for low light, but this may lead to noise and poorer quality images. For still photography, you can use flash. Powerful flash guns need not be expensive, and they need not be dedicated. I use two plus the camera flash. I only use them in manual or slave settings. They will need to be mounted off camera on stands to get the best results. You can use any type of lighting for still photography, provided that you set your camera white balance to match. I would get as much light as possible on your subject to avoid overlong exposures. The big advantage over flash guns is that you can see the lighting effect you are creating. I use powerful 800-watt tungsten lights for my videos and tend also to use them for most of my still photography. A word of warning if you're thinking of high-powered tungsten lighting, it runs very hot indeed. If you feel confident with the safety aspect, then a simple 500-watt tungsten work light or garden light mounted on a light stand is cheap and perfectly adequate for lighting sections of your layout. The main problem with the work light is there is no control over brightness. For a relatively small investment, you can buy a proper tungsten studio light. This is one of my red head lights. It is 800 watts and comes complete with the dimmer control and barn doors. It won't give you better quality results, but it will make photography easier, particularly if you wish to set up with more than one studio light. I feel photo software for what's called post-production is an important part of creative photography. Some people are of a different view, I accept that, but for my personal view, as modelers, we are striving to recreate realistic scenes, rolling stock and locomotives, albeit in a small size. Photography can overcome this size and create an illusion of the size of the real thing. Having done this, we are able to combine images of reality and our models that fool the eye and add to creating the ultimate illusion to our modelling aspirations, reality. Again, I'm not interested in arguing the merits or otherwise of the various software brands available. Life is too short to try them all, let alone keep up with the updates. Much of the adjustments I make can be made with any software, I would imagine. I will try to keep this side of the series as general as possible so you can use your own software. I use two types of software for still photography. An old version of Photoshop Elements, version 7 to be precise, for all my photo adjustments, enhancements, cropping and creative work. And secondly, a focus stacking software, Combine ZP, which is a free download to eliminate the problems of limited depth of field when photographing small objects. And that's it. All you need to take high quality photographs of your railway. I thought I would get the equipment thing out of the way in this introduction video to save repeating it over and over. I am happy to answer any questions about photography, but please don't ask me for information about specific cameras, hardware or software. I'm a normal guy, not an expert. I have not done comparison tests and I do not keep up with the latest software trends. I am basically old school, but digital photography really excites me.